Once again, very good morning and thanks been joining. So as part of yesterday's session, we discussed lots about the what are the major things we need to consider before we go to the installation. Okay, what are the major prerequisites also we discussed yesterday. Now let's go for the installation first. Okay, what are the questions? What are the doubts you are having? You can clarify all the questions and doubts today. Okay, so when you compare with other database management systems, SQL Server management installation is SQL Server installation is straight and forward, very simple installation. It's you don't have any confuse. It's very easy, like how you can install MS Office, how you can install some games on your laptop. Right? Like that is how the SQL installation will have basically. Next. But before we are installing, we will follow some standards. What are the standards? What are the best things we'll follow? That's what we are going to discuss today. Okay. Now, see, sir, we'll see first how to install SQL Server older versions. Now we'll go for later on. We'll go for the later version. Okay, so that you can see comparatively what are the changes Microsoft made in terms of graphical user interface when you are while you are installing SQL Server. So for that, first, let's try the major enhancement done by Microsoft while you are installing SQL Server is from SQL Server 2005. So the major enhancement done in terms of installation, in terms of features, in terms of backend code, because before SQL Server 2005, as you already know that Sybase and Microsoft worked together to build the SQL Server, entered SQL Server, right? Later on from SQL Server 2005, Microsoft redesigned its code and completely the code has been won by Microsoft. It's not Sybase at all. So from SQL Server 2005, it's end-to-end completely Microsoft product. End-to-end completely Microsoft product. So first, let's see, you never get a chance to go and install SQL Server 2005 in real world, but still, okay, if you get if you get earlier, like 3 4 years ago, if you are working as a SQL Server DBS and you may get a chance to install SQL Server 2005, 5 to 6 years ago, then how it looks like the installation. That's what we are going to see, sir. Okay, of course the installation will get fail in our systems because the system compatibilities, all that comes into the picture. But still, even it get fails also, no problem. Let's see how the installation looks like. Okay, the steps looks like when you go and verify SQL Server 2005. So if you go to the SQL Server 2005, this is our set of files. These are all our set of files like 7.0, 2000, 2005, 8, 8R2, 12, 14, 16, 17, 19, and the latest SQL Server version is 2022. So first, if you go for SQL Server 2005, because that's what I told you, right? Microsoft enhanced a lot in SQL Server 2005. He redesigned this code, everything in the back end, in front end, graphical user interface, everything from SQL Server 2005. So this is the ISO file, okay, where you can extract this ISO file. You will get the complete setup. Earlier, the olden days, there are three kind of operating systems. There are three kind of operating system. One is Itanium operating system. One is x86 is nothing but 32-bit operating system. 64-bit bit operating system means you can install SQL Server in 32-bit operating system. You can install SQL Server in 64-bit operating system. You can install SQL Server in Itanium operating system. So we are having three flavors earlier, but nowadays it's completely 64-bit operating system, sir. There is no more Itanium. Microsoft has been completely stopped. Okay, now no more you will see the 32-bit operating system as well. Now you no more will see the 32-bit operating system. You no more will see the Itanium operating system. You will see only 64-bit operating system. What is the difference between 32-bit operating system, 64-bit operating system? That we are going to cover in terms of memory. Okay, when we are discussing memory troubleshooting, will cover all these concepts. Okay. What is the major difference you will notice when you go for 32-bit and 64-bit in terms of memory? That is what everyone as a DPSP must and should know basically. So mostly you never get a chance to install SQL Server in Itanium. You never get a chance. Maximum, sir. At least forget about Itanium. You never. But 32-bit maybe, okay, 0.001% you may get chance to install SQL Server in 32-bit operating system. 0.001%. Okay, you may get chance to install. So there is no difference, major difference you will notice while you are installing SQL Server in any one of the flavor. But what terms of difference you will notice that we are going to cover in the memory concept. The difference you will notice for 32-bit and 64-bit operating system is memory configuration, sir. So as of now, let's go for 64-bit operating system. That's the one thing, sir. First one. Okay. So here you will see two folders currently. Okay, one is server, one is tools. One is server, one is tools. When you go for SQL Server 2005 and when you extract that ISO file, you are seeing only two folders. One is the server folder, one is the tool folder. When you open the server folder, you will see some folders like 1033, okay, dist, okay, setup, and you will see some binary files, exe files, all the stuff you are able to see when you open here. When you go back and when you go to the tools, okay, so you will see the same kind of stuff in the tools as well. Okay, so when you go to the server, when you go to the, okay, here, so you remember yesterday we discussed about if you wanted to install SQL Server, you need .NET framework. So you remember yesterday also we covered if you wanted to install SQL Server 2005, you need .NET Framework 2.0. Okay, so you no need to go and explicitly download the .NET Framework. Microsoft itself is providing the .NET Framework 2.0 along with the setup file. Earlier, Microsoft itself is providing the setup file for .NET, whatever the .NET Framework required for your setup installation, that Microsoft itself is providing .NET Framework. Earlier, sir. Now, no, because inbuilt the Microsoft is make the .NET Framework. You no need to explicitly until unless you need the .NET Framework, you no need to install. So inbuilt with operating system, Microsoft is getting the latest .NET Framework. In case you want the older version, you need to go and download from the yesterday I shown you, right? Go to the control panel, go to the add the features, and you can directly download the .NET Framework 3.5. So Microsoft itself is providing the .NET Framework. .NET Framework. When you go to the setup file, okay, so we are having what is it? So lots of XML files, DDL file, exec files. So lots of files are available. So also binary files are available. MSP, MSI, XML, DL, exe files. Lots of files are available. Out of this, our setup file is setup.exe. So now we are downloading. Sir, we are downloading SQL Server 2005. Okay, SQL Server 2005 under 64-bit operating system because my system is working with 64-bit operating system. I am installing 64-bit operating system. If you open MS Info 32, MS Info 32, so my system is running with the 64-bit operating system. Okay, by default, all your systems are 64-bit operating system until unless explicitly you will install 32-bit operating system. What is the difference? We'll discuss on the memory, sir. Now, right click on the setup file, click on, you no need to run that. It as administrator, you can directly run the setup file. Okay, you can run the setup file, but this is not a setup file, sir. You need to go to the back. Okay, so here we'll see the setup file. In the main folder itself, you will see the setup file. So you will get some kind of warnings. Okay, when we are installing SQL Server 2005, because version compatible, it's all are there, right? So now our operating system is Windows 11, which is not at all compatible to the SQL Server 2005, sir. SQL Server 2005. So you may face some compatibility warnings when you are while you are installing SQL Server, but leave it about. This is how your setup file looks like in SQL Server 2005, sir. In SQL Server 2005, this is how your setup file looks like. The graphical user interface. How it looks like means this is how it looks like. Then you can click on accept all license terms and conditions. Then click on next. Now you'll get one more new setup file. Everyone able to hear, right?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Yes.
So just click on next. Okay. So you are keep on getting this warning symbol. No problem, sir. Just leave it. Then click on next. So okay, it's almost validated 11 checks. It done the 11 checks. Apart from 11 checks, zero errors. Every checks is fine. Warnings, you no problem, sir. You can ignore. Almost 12 are success and 2 are warning. No problem, sir. If it throwing error, we can't we can't proceed with the installation, but it is throwing the warnings. You are happy to proceed the installation. You are happy to proceed the installation, like a pending reboot requirement, IAS feature requirement, minimum hardware requirement, SQL Server Edition operating system. It will check a couple of validations on your server, and it will make ready. Okay, your system configuration is fine to proceed this installation. If something is missing, it will throw an error. What is the error? You need to identify that error and you need to fix that error before you proceed the SQL installation. Before we proceed the SQL installation, then click on next. Okay. Now, so the name field must be filled with the prior proceeding. The computer field is optional. You no need to do anything. So let me remove this one. Let me click on next. Oh, okay. Uh, okay. Company IB. Let's click on next. Okay. Now, these are the services. Okay, these are the services where you will get chance to install. One is SQL Server database service, nothing but database engine service, analysis service, okay, notification service, integration service, workstation components and book online and development tools. Okay, so you know about MSBA, Microsoft Business Intelligence Tools, like integration service, analysis service, reporting services. For them, you are downloading you are installing development tools as well. You are installing development tool for PAT. Along with you are installing integration service, notification service, analysis service, database in service. What service you wanted to install? What service you wanted to install? Being we are a DBS, being we are a DBS, we are the person where we need to install analysis, integration, reporting services, all the stuff, sir. Okay, so installation part is on us. We need to install it. So we need to install the SQL services along with database engine. Database engine is a mandatory for us. Along with the database engine, you need to install analysis engine, integration engine, and reporting engine along with their data tools as well. Bits. Okay, their data tools, because like how we will use SSMS, how we will use SSMS to connect to the SQL Server, they will also use the Visual Studio data tools to connect to the integration service, reporting service, analysis service, and they drive the projects, their projects basically. Like SSMS is our main product where we will open the SSMS, connect to the database engine, do whatever we want. Like same, they will connect to the data tools and they can drive their projects as well. Okay, this is also our main agenda, sir. Okay, so where we need to install rest of the components also on top of our head. So currently I am not installing anything. I am selecting database engine, notification service, along with workstation, and just click on advanced are here. No, don't click next. Click on advanced. Click on advanced and see, search, see, you will see here also database engine, analysis service, notification, integration. When you expand this one, here it will show you to install, okay, to to go and specify where my data files need to store. Okay, and I need to go and select the replication as well. So what are the things you are getting when you are selecting database engine service? You are getting data files, replications, full text search, along with the shared tools. So we are going to discuss what is that shared tools. Connectivity, sir. Basically, to make your database connectivity, you need some tools. So you are getting that shared tools, whatever we required, along with replication, along with the full search catalog, and along with the database files. That is how old installations are, how it looks like SQL Server 2005. Now, going forward, Microsoft made so easy, so clearly Microsoft mentioned what you need, what are the shade tools, what are the data tools. He segregated everything quite easier for us. But when you start installing SQL Server 2005, this is how the installation looks like. So for example, if you wanted to change the location of your installation, I don't want to go to the C path, I want a different path. You can go and change the drive letters. You can go and change the drive. For example, I wanted to save here. You can change the drive letters. That is a possible way. Now, if you click on next, okay, now, as I told you, we are having two types of instance. One is the default instance, one is the named instance. What do you mean by default instance, sir? Whatever the host name, same name will be mapped to the SQL server. Whatever your host name means server name, same name will be mapped to the SQL server. Only one instance can be default. Rest everything will be named instance. I already installed SQL Server in my mission. I already installed SQL Server in my mission. So that's the reason I can't select the default instance, because default instance is already running in my mission with a different version. Okay, with a different version. Now I wanted to install named instance. So I need to provide the instance name like prod, dev, test. So be little bit practical, sir, when you are installing SQL Server on your laptops. Provide instance name as a prod, dev, test, stays, UAT. You don't give a generic name, sir, because that will feel you even when you are working on your laptop also. Okay, it is my production box, it is my pre-prod, it is my dev, it is my UAT, it is my test, it is my staging, it is my build server. Okay, you will get some environmental feel when you provide this kind of names. So prod, dev, test, UAT, build, stage, pre-prod. Give such kind of names when you are. And and one more thing, sir, don't make any spaces. Okay, you can use hyphen, you can use underscore, but don't make spaces. So better is underscore, sir, if you want to add something. Underscore. Don't give any spaces for the instance name. That is not at all best practice. Okay, please keep it in a mind. And if you wanted to check what are the instance being installed in your laptop, installed instance, then these two services already running, which is this is the version. Okay, it is clearly saying that you already installed two services, and this is the version which is currently running. Okay, 15 means SQL Server 2019, which is already installed on my laptop. On my laptop. Okay, fine. And that's the reason I selected the named instance. Then click on next. Okay, click on details. So allow the activity region. Okay, okay, no worries, sir. Of course, it will fail. Okay, I'm not installing, but I'm just showing. This is the Okay, this is the one more window where you need to provide your service accounts. So we'll discuss, that's what most of the people asked. What is NT services? What are the local services? All that stuff. We'll discuss that in a while. Okay. This is the very important box. Okay. This is very important box where we need to provide the service accounts, where we need to provide the service accounts. Basically, all my SQL services always we will encourage to run the SQL services with the service accounts, not with the local accounts, not with the virtual accounts, not with the virtual accounts, not with the local accounts. Always will try to encourage to install SQL Server. Always will try to install SQL Server with the service account because the the service account which we are creating by our local administrators or Active Directory administrators. Mostly we'll create the service account from the Active Directory administrators, okay, or my local administrators. Means currently, earlier, sir, we used to create when you open computer management. Earlier, we used to create the users and groups here itself, but from two, one Windows Server 8.1 or 8 onwards, you can't create any users and groups locally. Inbuilt locally. If earlier there is option called users and groups where you can go and create a user, where you can go and create a group. Now you can't create, but you can create from the command prompt. Okay, you can, if you wanted to create explicitly the user, you don't want to use your login, whatever you are login to your computer. You wanted to create a separate login for the SQL services. You need to use the command prompt. So how to create the logins from command prompt, how to grant the permission. So I will show you when we are discussing security part. When we are discussing security part, we'll cover that concept. So as of now, okay, I am going for inbuilt, sir, inbuilt system accounts, nothing but three accounts. One is local system, network service, and local service. There are three, sir. There are three going forward, you will see. One is local system, local service, network service. There are three inbuilt local accounts are created. Okay, that is nothing but local system, network service, along with the local service. Three services are available. And if you want, okay, if you want to get the virtual accounts, okay, virtual accounts, if you can use the virtual account, but I don't want to use virtual. I want to use my own service account. My own service account. That time you need to provide your own service account. So for example, NA slash XS SQL, uh, DAL SQL 45. So for example, this is my service account, and this is this is the password. So you need to provide your service account and you need to provide the password. Sorry. So here the domain name. Sorry. Let's make the domain name in a. So this is my service account, which we created from the Active Directory level. I will show you how to create the service account from Active Directory level, all the stuff when we are discussing clusters and always on availability groups. Meanwhile, you can do everything on the local account only, sir. That is too good. You can practice everything. You can practice replication. You can practice mirroring. You can practice lock shipping as well. Okay. So if you wanted to create the account for agent, so you need to create the service account for the agent as well. If you are using the same service account, if you are using a different service account, that is up to your wish, sir. What account you are using for service account for SQL services or agent services? Mostly will use the same account, but based on their dependencies, compatibilities, or security purpose, they will use two different accounts. One is for SQL services, one is for agent. So agent, they will use the separate service account. Even SQL services, they will use the separate service accounts. And also analysis service. Most of the time when we observed, integration service will run with the local accounts. Integration service will run with the local accounts, but reporting services, analysis services, mostly they will configure with the service accounts. Mostly they will configure with the service accounts. The rest, SQL Server service, SQL Agent service will run with the service accounts. So these are the four services mostly will run with the service account. Integration services will run mostly with the local accounts only, except analysis service, reporting services, SQL Server service, SQL Agent service mostly will try to prefer to run SQL services with the service accounts. Question,
Yeah,
everyone?
yeah, Subbu. Means sometimes we can run the SQL Server service account and SQL Server agent account with different accounts.
Yes.
Okay.
So, for example, in my environment for especially for SQL Server 2008 and 2008 we used to run two different accounts like
But why, Subbu? Any advantages
XSS.
for this?
Sorry. So
Why?
their application compatibles are nothing. Okay. For their application compatible, they are saying that we need to use this account A for agent, XS for SQL. That's how the naming conversation we followed. Same name conversation you will follow, nothing, sir. It's dependencies, application dependencies. Basically, we'll use the single service account only. If their application is not compatible for especially for that version, that's what we asked. Why only for 2008 and 2008 R2? Why only? Then they told, okay, there is a compatibility issues for the applications which are running only on SQL Server 2008.
But
And we are like,
Subbu,
okay.
but both accounts are the user accounts only. They will have the sysadmin permissions only. But
No,
why?
why will grant sysadmin permission for agent, sir? No, we won't grant sysadmin for agent.
Okay. Only for service account we will add the sysadmin
Service
permissions.
account also we won't grant sysadmin, sir. We are granting. We are simply granting sysadmin. Why sysadmin permission is needed for service account, sir?
So only general permissions required for this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Service account are using to run the services. That's it. Correct?
Yeah.
Apart from nothing else it is doing. Anywhere you are using service account to do certain things? No, right?
No, only for login, like accessing for the another instance.
That's it. So why you need sysadmin? We are granting sysadmin permission, sir, blindly. But no, that's not at all best practice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Subbu, here for SQL Server engine for we just rewrite permission is enough.
I will show you, sir. No worries.
In
Forget
this
about
case,
permissions. Yeah, that's
in
what.
this
Forget
case,
about permissions.
okay.
Where you will grant read permissions, sir.
Like you are suggesting that sysadmin permission is not
Yeah,
suggested.
that's what I will
So,
discuss. There is a security concept where I will
oh,
come up with lots of security.
okay,
There I will show you, sir. Instead of simply telling read write, nowhere read write you will grant, sir.
okay,
From SQL Server level, no.
okay,
So AD level, what permissions you will grant? SQL level, what permission will grant? AD level, I will show you at cluster level when we are configuring clusters. SQL level, I will show you when we are configuring the security, sir. When we are
oh,
discussing security, then you will get better idea. Just think that, okay, as a time being, okay, as a best practices, we'll make sure our services need to run with the service accounts.
okay.
Yeah,
Here you said some virtual account like that, right?
that I will discuss, sir, in a while. Okay,
Okay,
not here.
okay,
I will show you our regular installation now. SQL Server 2016, 17, 19, right? There you will
okay,
get the clear information.
okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
there any maximum length of this one and the character names for the instance?
Yes, sir. But basically, we won't keep that too lengthy name
Yeah.
of the instance. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, maybe. Yeah.
So in Oracle, there is limitation 8 characters. That kind of a thing. So there's
Oh,
no.
no, sir. No, sir. Not that short length for SQL. I never remember that one. No, not the
Yeah,
short, sir. No,
I would say we have some limitations and all those kind of things.
no, sir. For
That's why.
SQL, no, no.
Okay.
But
And
mostly we won't give that massive name, sir, SQL Server, because you already having server name.
correct.
Mostly we'll go for default instance, sir. Okay.
And
In yeah,
please proceed.
yeah. He asked me,
Yeah. Maximum number of instances we can create in a server. Is there any
50, sir.
limitation for
50,
50? Uh,
50.
okay, okay, thanks.
But you never, sir. Only one. One itself
Yeah,
is making very hard. Then if you install two, it will little bit hard. Three means then we are gone.
yeah, right.
Okay. But maximum we can install 50.
50, all right.
Yeah, 50. Either it
Okay.
can be standalone, it can be cluster. We can install 50. But maximum you will see two, sir. Rare case. Rare case because they're having some budget constraints. They
Mhm.
they they're having not that enough to build the servers. They will keep two instances on. Sir, for example, you are configuring high availability and you are installing two separate instances on same server. What is the purpose of high availability, sir? If server goes ended, two instances down, right?
Yes.
Then, but that is how some projects are still working, sir. One of our student, they will migrate, they will configure mirroring within the same server. I'm not sure why they are why they wanted to configure replication, all the stuff within the same server. Funny, very funny. Some some worst configuration you may also get chance to see. It's not like a Oracle, sir. Here in SQL, you will see lots of flexibilities, and easy to understand. Even the people who don't know anything about knowledge also, they can install SQL Server. Simply
And
clicking
what?
on next, done, finish. You no need to select anything, sir. You can go for default options.
Okay,
Yeah,
so in parameter settings, nothing needs to be done as a prerequisites, right? So only this one, .NET framework need to be installed and this kind of stuff. So OS level, we don't need to make any changes or in registry level, right?
nothing, sir. No need to go for anything. Like you will create the host file, all the stuff, right? Like SQL, nothing.
Okay.
No. There is a host file for SQL also, but we won't go and touch the host files. No,
Okay.
we won't touch. So for you people, host file is very important, right?
Yeah, not only host file, there are security limits.conf, CTLP, and there are so many files are there. We need to this one manage all those kind of things.
Nothing, sir,
As
here.
and so many in if it is Linux, how many RPMs needs to be installed
No,
and
nothing. That's a one of the reason most of the people love to be part of SQL DBS. Mostly, sir. That's what my observation.
if you violate that prerequisites, then the installation will this one up some issues.
For us,
That's
nothing. For us, we need to make a best practices. That's what we
uh,
discussed, right? Service accounts, data files locations, log files location, TempDB, all that best practices if you are following, SQL Server will give the maximum best perform. And post also very important, sir. Once you complete the installation, what are the post validations? Those are also very important. We not yet discuss about the post installation. We discuss just only pre-installation. Okay.
uh,
So as of now, just select the local system, sir. Just click on next. Okay, and you will get. Uh, okay, fine. Okay, so authentication mode. So if you wanted to go for only Windows, you can go for only Windows. If you wanted to go for mixed, you can go for mixed and provide the password, sir. For SA account, you are providing the password. Mostly, as I told you, right, choose the mixed mode to avoid the downtime in the future. To avoid the downtime in the future, we are not encouraging to create the SQL logins, but even though if you choose the mixed mode, you no need any additional downtime in the future. If you are only going for mixed mode, in case if application need SQL logins, that time you need to change the mode and you need to restart the SQL SQL services means you need downtime, minimal downtime. So to avoid that minimal downtime, being that is a production box, you can enable the mixed mode. Okay, you can enable the mixed mode. But again, some people will tell, hey, we don't want mixed mode, only Windows mode. That time also we'll go for only Windows. We no need to go for mixed mode. So again, when you are taking KT, knowledge transfer, you need to ask couple of questions. We'll give you, sir, some questions what you need to ask, generic questions, so that you can feel so comfortable. What tools, all the stuff you will get to know. So mixed mode is the best, sir. Best because to avoid the downtime in future. But we are not at all encouraging SQL logins. Okay, we are no more encouraging SQL logins. But to avoid the downtime in future, we can select the mixed mode if application needs SQL logins to connect. Okay, then click on next. Everything we'll discuss, are no worries about this part. We'll discuss in security deeper. Okay, I'm just touching back all the concept. Everything will come back in the securities. Okay, now collations. Okay, so nothing but the language. Okay, language. By default, we'll go for Latin. By default, we'll go for Latin. Latin. But sir, please be careful. If specifically they are providing any collation, if specifically they are providing any collation, okay, you need to choose that collation. Don't go for default language Latin general. Latin general is the default English language, sir. Okay, if specifically they are providing any collation like French, Greek, okay, Japanese, okay, so Thai, if they are providing any different collation, collation, you need to choose that collation. Otherwise, by mistakenly you install default collation, you realized after you complete the installation, you realize that after you complete the installation, the collation, whatever the application asked, by mistakenly not selected, then that will become more challenge for you to change the collation at instance level. Okay, instance level. So I'm going to take a session for that one in advanced level. How to change the instance collation language, sir. How to change the instance language. This is very important, sir. When you are creating the instance itself, if they want, they will specify you over email, over the ticket somewhere, sir. If they don't need to change any collation, they won't specify, sir. You no need to ask explicitly. If they are providing that collation name, better choose that collation. Better choose that collation. If they are not providing anything, go for the default. Go for the default. Please, sir, this is very important, because by mistakenly, if you are not selecting the required collation, once you complete your installation, once you created any database, once application team inserted something on the database, they realized you are not choosing the right collation, and that is the biggest escalation, and they request you to change the collation. That is the biggest task for you to change the collation, sir. It's not easy to change the collation when there is a database. Databases are existing. If no database is existing, zero databases are existing, it is easy to change the collation, sir. There is two methods to change the collation. I'm going to take a separate session, sir. That time you will get to know how challenge it is. Okay, it's not easy to change the collation. Please keep it in your mind. Please, sir. If basically they are mentioning anything, double check, triple check before you click install. Before you click install, you have selected right paths, right service accounts, right passwords, right domain, okay, and right collation. Collation is so sensitive, sir. So sensitive. Okay, when you go for on-premises, when you go for PaaS, collation is so sensitive. We need to please be careful while you are creating a database, while you are installing a instance. Either it can be on-premises, it can be Azure VM. When you are installing, what is the collation they requested, you need to select the same collation. you need to select the same collation. Please, very, very important. Okay, are you there, all people?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so yeah.
Yes, sir. Very important. This is again, it's very dangerous, sir, to change the collations. If you want to change the collation, most critical activity. If no databases exist on the instance, for example, I installed by mistakenly, but currently that is a new instance. No databases available, sir. Databases in the sense user databases. No user database is available, then it is very easy to change the collation. If whenever you see that, okay, when you realized, meanwhile, they're having some databases, we don't know whether they're having data or not. We are not sure, sir. You see, there are databases are existing, and if I wanted to change the collation now, that will become more challenge. That will become more challenge now. Okay, so please be careful. Collation is most dangerous, sir. More sensitive. If they are providing a collation name, choose that collation. If they are not providing any collation name, go for the Latin general, sir. Default collation. Make sense? No? Yes? So collation is very important, sir. Instance level, you will see the collation. Database level, you will see the collation. Object level also, you will see the collation. Column level also, you will see the collation, sir, sometimes. Okay, but you are not setting all this stuff. Application team will make something on the table, something on the columns, okay, to fulfill their requirements. But instance level, we are the responsible. You need to take care at the instance level. Database level, object level, table level, record level also they can change. Column level they can change. Okay, so that's their headaches, are you're not worrying, you're not bothering. But instance level, you need to select the right collation. That is our requirement, because when you are installing SQL Server, whatever they requested, you need to choose those options clearly. Clear? Then click on next, and you will get some warnings, errors. That is what pop-upping. Okay, ignore. Just select this one, click on next, and when you click on install, it will start install. Of course, it will fail if you click on install also. It will fail, but you can click on install, sir. Later on, I will try to uninstall. So it's a straightforward, sir. There is no magic here like Oracle or PostgreSQL or MySQL. You need to go there and do, oh my God, lots of stuff. Nothing, sir. Just you need to get the setup file on your laptop. So maybe you will have the network paths, shared network paths, where they already keep in all the binary files. You need to copy manually. So don't cut and paste when you are copying. Copy and paste, sir. Or you need to ask your application team, hey, application team, tomorrow we are having a SQL installation. Meanwhile, can you copy the setup file to the server box? So they will copy the setup file to the server box. They will copy the server file to the setup box. You need to just go and install the SQL. You need to go and install the SQL, sir. Getting? No? Yes? Yeah. It will fail, okay? Questions? How old installation looks like?
Yeah, Subbu, I have one question. I'm
Yep.
sorry, I don't know what's meant by collation. Actually, it is something like a character set or something.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Internally,
Uh,
when you are loading the data, what type of things you need to see? Because they want to see their local languages. Correct?
okay,
See, some
okay.
people will prefer their own languages compatibilities. Where you can see that compatibilities means collation, sir, basically. Latin is a generic English.
Oh, okay, okay. So it will cover all the other languages or something
Yes,
like
sir,
that?
it will cover, but some people wants their own preference, right? Because,
Yeah, yeah.
sir, as a DBA, as you are a DBS, we are a DBS, what they need, we will install and we'll hand over to them. That's it, right? We won't
Yeah.
tell that, okay, why you need, what this, nothing. What do you need? We will install. Right? That's what, sir. If they are coming to us and asking specifically, we will take care. Otherwise, we'll go for the default options. In SQL, sir, that's what I can say. I'm not sure about Oracle. Okay. But when you specially go for SQL, what we will do means what you need. Tell me before we start the installation. Again, also we can change, but again, that will headache on us only, right? Later also we
Yeah,
can
right.
change, but that is headache on us.
Yeah. Here in Oracle, we are using ALF 32 UTF-8, something like that. But here it is Latin general, right?
General, yes, sir. Latin general. Even if you go for
So it will accommodate even the Chinese letters also.
yes, sir. They will.
Okay.
Can also change the database level collation, sir.
Database, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Even some people will also change the object level collations, column level collations also. We are not
Oh,
bothering about rest. We are worrying
oh,
only at the instance level. We'll build the
okay, okay.
instance, we'll hand over to them, let them whatever do they can do. If they will ask to create the database, we'll create the database, we'll hand out to them.
Yeah. Okay.
When we will face challenge means when we are migrating the database from cloud, on-prem to cloud, the collations is the trickiest part. Sometimes we'll stop the migrations. That time again we need to talk to application team. Hey, uh, when you are going to create a database in the past platform, we need to be please be aware that collation is so sensitive for us. That everything we'll discuss in upgradation migration sessions, sir, past platforms. What are the challenges? How you will overcome those challenges? We'll try to mitigate the issues and we'll try to fix that issues when we are doing the practical demos. Make sense?
Yeah. Sure. Thank you.
Yeah. So it's when you are a Oracle, it's easy, sir. SQL installation is. I hope that is the installation we'll do. Just copy the setup file, click on next, next, next. That's it. Mostly nothing. You need to use your scientific brain, not like Oracle. No, it's easy. SQL installation is, and usage is also very easy. Sorry, straightforward. Because everything is a graphical user interface, right? We love to work like a graphical user interface.
Mhm.
That is a human psychology rather than command prompts. So basically, just to give an idea, okay, you love to remember the names www.google.com, correct? Is everyone easily can remember. So what is the IP address mapped to the Google Chrome? Not Google. NS lookup www.google.com. If you open, this is the IP address which is mapped to the Google, and this is the IP address which is mapped to the Google. One is IPv6, one is IPv4. Two IP addresses are mapped to this www.google.com. So this IP address will change based on your network. So I'm using Airtel network. If you're using Zio, if you're using BSNL, you are using Reliance, you are using your mobile hotspot, the IP address will be changed. Keep on, okay? Don't think that okay, this IP address will work for everyone. Okay, copy this IP address, paste this IP address. Okay, you can open Google. Can you remember this IP address? No, right? No, right?
Mhm.
It's hard to remember the IP addresses. That's the reason they are doing the DNS, domain network server, DNS. So using DNS, they are mapping IP address to name, name to IP address. Okay, name to IP address. So easily, sir. So see why most of the people will love to work for Microsoft is easy, sir. It's like installation is easy. Everything is looking graphical user interface. We can easily recall. Okay, that is how our observations are mostly when you compare with Oracle or PostgreSQL, whatever you are working on command prompts. Okay, so it's difficult to remember the IP address if I give it, but it's easy to remember google.com. Correct?
Yeah.
You can open Google with IP address as well, right? Just paste the IP address you can open. Yeah, fine, that's it. If I'm giving IP address, will you remember? No, it's very hard to remember the IP addresses. And that too, IPv6 is very hard. Okay. So we are not discussing IPv6, but we'll discuss a lot about IPv4, sir. Okay. We are not a network engineers, but even though we are not a network engineers, we'll discuss more about IPv4, how this bit values, how this subnet masking, everything we'll discuss, but not IPv6. Sir. It's 128-bit configuration. Okay. We are not network engineers, but even though we'll discuss more about the networks in Azure IaaS platforms. Okay, yo, that's it about SQL Server 2005, sir. Now, how it looks like, right? Okay. Now, if I go to the any version, for example, if I go to the SQL Server 2012, okay, uh, 2012, or let's go for 2014, sir. Anyhow, okay, let's go for any version is fine. Let's go for SQL Server 2012. Now, see, sir. Now, see the folder structure, SQL Server 2014, or you wanted to see SQL Server 2012. Okay, see the folder structure. The folder structure has been changed. When you open SQL Server 2005, you will see only server and tools. Under the server, you will see the 1033 NULP and resource and stream. So the folder structure is also being changed. When you will see the version to version, a little bits are not that much, but from SQL Server 2005 onwards, Microsoft is also working on the installation as well. Not only is working on the features, enhancing the performances, all the stuff, he is also working the installation. He's enhancing a lot in the installation as well. He's enhancing a lot. Okay, he's enhancing the folder structure, he's enhancing the setup file, he's enhancing the graphical user interface when you are installing the SQL Server. He's also working a lot. Okay, so we will see only, okay, Microsoft is enhancing features for version to version. No, sir, is enhancing a lot while you are installing as well. Installing as well. Okay, at least, sir, I'm not saying that. At least, sir, you remember 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 names, folder names. Some of the very not knowledgeable people is asking a question. What are the folders you will see whenever you are installing SQL Server? I am not sure what they want from these folders, what they want from these folders, but some people is asking the folder names. Folder names, they are not asking what it is. They are asking folder names. I never remembered, sir, but still, if you want to remember, sir, at least, because nowadays some stupid people is asking this folder names while you are attending interviews. I'm not sure. Okay, but try to remember the names. This is very important. Names is at least 4 names. Same, sir. If you wanted to go for 64-bit operating system, go for 64-bit operating system. If you specially want to go for 32-bit operating system, you can go for 32-bit operating system installation. But again, sir, we no more installing 32-bit operating system. We'll go for 64-bit operating system. Sir, in real world, what you will see, 2 more folders are here: enterprise folder, standard folder. Okay, if application team wants to install enterprise edition, then you need to copy interface folders are here. They in real world you will see the enterprise folder. That folder you need to copy. Within that folder there is a setup file, there is a key, everything will be available. You need to copy that interface folder. And if they wanted to install standard, they will copy. You have one more folder called standard. You need to copy only the standard folder, because when you are installing SQL Server in Gulf countries, especially, okay, we are having servers in Gulf countries. To copy setup file itself, it is taking 10 to 12 hours, sir, for us. Okay, to copy setup file itself, it is taking 10 to 12 hours. Forget about installation. Okay, that is the hard when you are working, especially with some platforms like Gulf countries, sir. When your server is hosted on Gulf countries, and when you wanted to wait, sir, when you wanted to install. So what we will do, right? One day before itself, we'll copy the setup file. We'll copy the setup file and we'll log out the server. It will copy over the night. Okay, over the night it will copy. So the such kind of servers also you may also get chance. So better first, once you got a build request, try to copy the setup file. Then you will get to know how much time it is taking. If it is taking longer time, that will help you a lot, sir. So you can tell, hey, we are copying the setup file first. It is taking than expected longer time. Okay, once the copy activity is done, we will inform you well before we proceeding the installations. So we struggle a lot when we are installing the uh, SQL installation in Gulf countries. Lots of times, sir. I'm not sure. Maybe due to network. Even when I'm in working in Microsoft, we are having. I got a customer call. Okay, they are in Lucknow, uh, north side, sir. There are two states. One data center is hosted on Lucknow. One data center is hosted on different state. Okay, different data center. To copy between these two itself, it is taking longer time for them, and they are telling that time they are having uh, BSNL network. They don't have Airtel or Jio. They are saying in their place. Okay, in India. So you may also struggle that kind of different complex networks while you are copying, while you are moving something. Okay. So for that only, I'm saying that before one day before build, right? Once you got the ticket, go and connect to the server, copy the setup file first. Okay, that's the one thing, sir, you need to do. Later on, you can do whatever you want, and when you wanted to install, you can go and install. First, you need to copy the setup file to the server. That is the sometimes makes the biggest challenge. Clear? No? Yes? Are you there in online people?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
clear.
Good, sir.
So copy the setup file and perform, sir. When you go for SQL Server 2012 installation, especially, sir. Again, 2012 also gone, sir. There is no more 2012, but still you are working on 2012 servers. But mostly you never get a chance to install SQL Server 2012 as well. Okay, you never get a chance to install SQL Server 2012, sir. You may also not get chance to work on 2014 also, sir. That is also going to expire in this year only. I think so. I'm not recalling, but that is also going to expire 2014 also. Now you will have only three: 2016, 2017, 2019, 2022. Four instance. You may get a chance to install. Okay. Now this is how your window looks like, sir. See, when you open setup file in 2005, when you open the setup file in SQL Server 2012, in between this we are having only 2008, sir. We are having only 2008 and 2008 R2. Okay. So what Microsoft done means he he developed a lot the setup file in year 2008 itself. So let me show you 2008, sir. If you go for 2008 setup file, okay. So he enhanced a lot in 2008 itself. The setup file enhanced a lot. Means every time Microsoft is enhancing not only features, sir, is also enhancing the graphical user interface, installation graphical user interface as well. So he's working on this interface along with he's working on the features, he's working on the performance, he's working a lot of stuff, sir. See, sir, before 2008, we are having only one version, 2005. When you open 2005, how setup file looks like. When you open SQL Server 2008, how the setup file looks like. Everyone notice, sir? Everyone? No? Yes?
Yes, yes, Subbu.
Yes.
So that is how Microsoft is enhancing a lot. Okay, in the backend, sir, Microsoft. So You realize the .NET framework now, how important it is playing. So .NET framework is working on the back end. So when he's releasing a new version, he's also trying to enhance the framework as well, so that you are seeing the little bit interesting graphical user interface when you are installing the newer versions. Maybe if you going forward after 2022 also, Microsoft will release the new version. In that version, maybe you will see different graphical user interface with lots of features, enhanced features. So every version to version, a little change Microsoft is making in terms of framework. In terms of framework, sir. Okay, got it? Yeah, that's it, sir. Today I'm going to stop because I'm sorry I need to complete the installation, but I'm having activity at 9:30. Okay. Suddenly yesterday one of my colleague pinged me. Okay. There is activity at 9:30 for one of my client to work on the CTC. Okay. I need to jump into that call. Will I stop here? Can I continue tomorrow? We'll complete the installation.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
I'm so
Subbu.
sorry because uh, classes are not going 2.5 hours. Yeah, from tomorrow onwards we'll go for 200. I can't unexpected meetings are this is. I can throw to one of our colleague, but it's very late night. I don't want to disturb them when they are in late night. Okay, because I responded to that customer. I will be on the call. Okay, I do not disturb any one of my team members